Hello, good evening, and welcome to the match day build up with me, Gav, and the LFC Daytrippers. We're about 30 minutes out from the kickoff at the G-Wiz Stadium in Bergamo for Atalanta versus Liverpool, match day 3 in Group D of the Champions League. Liverpool go into this one, 2 from 2, couple of injuries here and there, but things are starting to look a bit up on that note as well, which is not bad at all. Listen, people, if you're in there, if you're in the chat, absolutely, yeah, fire your thoughts at me, how you feel and stuff like that. I've put the link onto the chat there as well if anybody wants to come in and join me and have a chat in the next 20-25 minutes or so. We're not going to keep you too close to kick off. I know you have to go off and get your cup of tea or your can or whatever it might be for the match in Shane Davern's circumstances. It's big share bags of meanies and he gets behind the sofa for the duration. Ian Francis is straight in. He says Jones has to have a good game tonight. I think they all do. I think a lot of people rate this Atalanta side. I'm not going to pretend I've seen an awful lot of them. Seen them the odd few couple of times in the Champions League last season when they had a really good campaign. But look, it's one of those where we have to go out and do our job. And if we do our job most of the time, we're absolutely all right. On the team news, I'm sure you've all seen it. If you haven't, here it goes. Alisson in goal, Trent, Reece Williams, Joe Gomez and Andy Robertson make up the back four. Midfield of Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum and Curtis Jones. And up front, you have Mane, Salah and Diogo Jota. A lot of people have been calling for that, haven't they? The Diogo Jota getting a start. I'm just going to call him Jota from now on because I don't know. There's certain words I just can't get your head around. And Diogo isn't the hardest one, but at times it is. On the bench, Adrian, Kelleher, Milner, Keita, Firmino, Minamino, Tsimikas, Shaqiri, Origi, Matip, Kane, and Nico Williams. I want to know what people think of this lineup. I think it's stronger than I expected. I'm going to be honest with you. I do. I think it's a little bit stronger than expected. Trent, yeah, okay. Robbo, okay. There was talk maybe would Tsimikas get a game here, but I think people, talking about play Tsimikas, play this, play that, maybe underestimating Atalanta a little bit because I know. Listen, we've won our first two. We've 6 points from 6. I think Ajax have 1, Atalanta have 4, and there's a little bit of a buffer there. There is a little bit of a buffer, but it's one of those where if you win this, you're 9 from 9, and you're looking at one win at home from your last 3 games, and 2 of those, of course, being at home, 1-2 at Atalanta, of course, and 2 Ajax. So you're looking at a win there somewhere, and you're absolutely fine. So you want to keep that buffer, don't you? I would. I think we should go out and absolutely try win this from the very, very start. Man, the wrong con. Dilma says Gav Klopp is watching the LFC Daytrippers. He kept Bobby on the bench. Somebody else says there he absolutely starts on Sunday. I think he does. My perfect scenario for Bobby Firmino is if he doesn't have to come on tonight, brilliant. Plays against Man City and then gets a knock, as they call it, and can't go away with Brazil, because I think a 2-week break just for Bobby to, even if he's going into training every day, it's not as intense as what during an international break as you would see normally, and I think that would help him. To me, he's trying his absolute best. He's involved in some good things. He looks a bit lax at times, and he just looks exhausted. It's 3 years of football. That's just the way it is, Kev O'Sullivan says 5 subs tonight might have come into the thinking. Absolutely. And I think this is, we know that Klopp likes this 5 subs thing. He really pushed for it in the Premier League. And people said, he's looking for an advantage. He has a bigger squad. I don't think it was that. I think it was just a case of you can rest players more. It's allowing players to rest a little bit more. And listen, everyone in the Premier League is a squad of 25 and as many under 21s as you want. So it is something for me that Klopp has pushed for hard, and I can see why, because when I go into these Champions League games and you see the bench there's about 12 names on it, but you can pick 5 from that. Now there is stipulations about 3 breaks in the game, but half time doesn't count and stuff like that. But look, it makes perfect sense for Klopp. He would love that. He would love to know we could make 5 subs every game, even if you're winning and you want to take, the way you say, if we're 3-0 up, we can bring on A, B and C. Well, when you add D and E to that, it gives a lot more people time to rest, recuperate and just manage that minutes. It's easier to manage minutes when you have some more subs there. So it's one where we will have to wait and see. I know Klopp's push for it. I think other managers are kind of coming around to that when you see injuries and fatigue setting in early in the season after a short mid-season break, or off-season. Dynamo Kev says a draw tonight would be decent. Away European results aren't always great for us. Um, we have a knack of getting good away European results, but usually it's one where it's crunch time and you need it. And tonight, do we absolutely need it? No. Would you like it? Yeah, you have to. Now, that sounds a very simplistic thing to say, but there is times gone by where you go, we got beaten there, but we're okay. We had 6 from 6, but then another dodgy result goes against you. Now we're down to the last 2 games, and none of them are dead rubbers. And that's what Liverpool will be looking for. Moving on a little bit from the 5 subs thing. If Liverpool put a win here and then go and be, do we have Atalanta back-to-back? We may do. And you go in your next one, you're 12 and 12, you're through. And you've 2 games there where you're going, instead of it being Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, it's just Saturday. Disregard the 2 Wednesdays, it doesn't matter. You'll top the group with 12 points. You absolutely will. So it's one of those where I think it's a big night tonight. I genuinely do. Don't get me wrong, if we get beaten, you take it on the chin and you say, right, you move on. And now you're looking at, one of them might be a dead rubber, but you win tonight and you're looking at 2 games being absolute dead rubber. It's the perfect scenario. Abdullah Mohammed says he expects plenty of goals tonight. He's going for a 4-3 win. I take it. I've seen some 5-2 predictions earlier, in fairness. So what do people think of this? So going through the lineup, Alisson in goal, great to have him in goal. Was there a temptation there to put Adrian back in? I don't think so. There'll definitely be a temptation in the last 2 games if we can secure this after 4 games. Trent has been in good form. Going back a couple of weeks ago, people were, and myself included, I thought he looked a bit hesitant, maybe a little bit off the pace, but he looks back on it now and he's improving with every game that passes now. Andy Robertson is just Andy Robertson. I'd like to see Tsimikas get a half an hour tonight, if possible though, because I think Robertson, he's always one near the end of the season where you're going, where do we get minutes? When we're in the back end of stuff, and where do we get minutes for Andy Robertson? So this could be one of those where, half an hour for Tsimikas, but it depends how tight the game is. Centre half is interesting. Of course, Nat Phillips isn't registered for the Champions League, and I think Sky done a big thing on it today. Would he start? Did he deserve to start? Nobody checked if he was registered over at Sky Towers. Reece Williams makes all the sense. He does. He's done well against Ajax for that couple of minutes. He done well last week for me for the 60 minutes he was on the pitch, and he makes sense beside Gomez. Gomez is just going to be there every week because we've no other real options at the moment. The midfield is interesting. Hendo, Gini, Jones. Now I've seen a lot of people saying, what about Shaqiri, poor Shaqiri, that sort of way. And to be honest with you, I feel that way a little bit because I think I like Shaqiri in a 3-man midfield if you can play to his strengths, because I don't think he's very good off the ball for us, and our midfield is very functional at times. If you're going to play a 4-2-3-1, it's an argument you could have played Wijnaldum and Henderson in it too, push Shaqiri ahead of them with Jota and Mane each side of Salah, or whatever way they're going to walk that front 3 tonight. Jones gets the nod. Okay against Ajax. I was a little bit harsh on him, but I have said since that I was probably a bit too harsh on him. And look, it's all about experience for Curtis Jones, but he needs. He does need to come out with this game and people going, he done well, he done very well. But we've loads of backup on the bench as well. We have got Minamino, we have Shaqiri, Rigi's in there. Matip is there if there's any problems at the back. Firmino, Keita. There's loads of backup with regards to this team tonight. But the midfield looks, I'm happier than it was. I'm happier than it was the Ajax one. Milner, I think it was Milner, Wijnaldum, Jones. I think Henderson makes a big difference in there for me. I've just noticed Milner is on the bench. Sorry, I read over him there and it didn't register. But okay, midfield is fine. Tejas says Jones will improve over time. Keep the faith. Oh no, I've loads of faith in him. It's picking the right games from him, and when you pick him in the games, just from the show stuff, he was. People gave out about him at the weekend against West Ham. I thought he done all right. Sean, he said on the show, listen, he was playing to instruction for him. Grade is a grade. I didn't quite see it like that, but I thought he was fine. He was absolutely fine. West Ham came to sit deep and frustrate, and that's what they done. It's hard for your midfielders to get space in around that. And, you move left, move right, try and make space for the front three. He was absolutely fine at the weekend for a young lad coming into his first full season. Up front, though, excuse me, up front, you have Jota, you have Mane, you have Salah. Now, I don't know what way they're going to work this. Me personally, I'd put Mane down the middle, I'd put Jota left, and I'd put Salah down the right. There is an argument to just put Jota straight in for Firmino and see how it goes. Or there is also an argument to put Jota or Mane on whatever side you feel like it and put Salah up top. That may make the most sense if we're approaching this game where we're going to, stand our ground, see what they have, try pick them off in the break, because I think Salah loves getting in behind people, especially in that centre position. He's very intelligent with his runs, even more so centrally than he is out wide, I think. And he gets away from people, he gets away from them. There's nothing you can really do about it. So, let me see, the pen behind your ear. Have I got a pen? Yeah, that ear. Yeah, I had it on my ear. I took it off and then I put it back on for some reason. Thanks for pointing that out. I have to find out who that was now. Fuck's sake. There it was. Tejas again, that pen behind your ear. It's gone now. Sorry about that. Very unprofessional of me. But look, it's a good starting 11. Atalanta, the hipster choice, as I like to call them. Some good players. Some players that I've heard people say, rejected by bigger clubs have come and done well there. They seem to have a very open style of play. I know there's no fans on the ground tonight, but they're back at their home ground this season in the Champions League. I think they played in the San Siro last year. So it's one of those where, it's going to be one of those where there's no fans there, but they're on their home patch. You have to give them the utmost respect. And I think it could be high scoring. I'd like to know people's predictions for some score predictions as well. What way you think we're going to play? Are we going to go counter-attacking? Are we going to try control this ball? Are we going to make it a bit of an end-to-end and see who comes out on top? It'll be very interesting to see. TJS again says, loves the channel. There you go. He's full of comments tonight. Thanks a million, mate. I hope you're subscribed. Anybody that's watching this, if you're not subscribed, please do so. It helps us a lot, and of course gets us out to more people. That means more people have come in here and have more opinions, and that's what drives this from one end of the week to the other. Hussein Khalif quite emphatically says counter-attack. It'd be interesting. Do Atalanta play an open, free-flowing style of football, but are they more suited to a counter-attack? Are they more suited to, if you sit in, they have those players to get in around you, and they look for Liverpool to sit back and that'll suit them, and they'll take the chances on the break? Are they the sort that go out and make it a game of tennis and let it go end to end and see what happens? I'm not too sure. You'll have to educate me a little bit on Atalanta, I'm being honest. Eunice has 3-3. Owen Burke has 2-2. A Grizz special. I think Grizz has 3-2 tonight. And if he tells you any different, he's lying. I took an absolute mental note of Grizz's prediction earlier, and it was 3-2. Genie 20 has 3-3. See, it's all high scoring. Matthew says, no one joining you for the pre-match this week. The link is there, brothers. The link is there. If anybody wants to come on for the last couple of minutes, I'll put it in there again. You click on that link. You can access it via laptop, via tablet, via phone. Once you have a set of earphones in, you can come on, let me know what you think, and give us your prediction before we go. But listen, if people don't want to come on, that's absolutely fine. I'll sit here, I'll chat away about what's going on, and we'll keep us going for the next 5 minutes or so. Let me know who's that danger, because I've heard let me see. Zapata is being named here. Kev O'Sullivan says he played 3-5-2. We will have a lot of chances. Let me see. Dan Bailey was there somewhere. He said there we go. He says they can be amazing or very ordinary. They were beaten at the weekend by Sampdoria, weren't they? 3-1 at home. So I don't know, did he rest players that day? I just don't know the ins and outs of Atalanta. I'm not going to lie to you. Some other people might come on and tell you they know everything about them. I don't. But from what I've seen of them, open, expansive, take chances, get people forward, and I think that suits us. I really, really do. Zapata is coming up quite a bit here. Eunice, Wayne Redway says it's a 3-4-1-2 they play. Is it similar to, the way Napoli used to do this 3-4-3 against us, when it was really a 3-4-1-2, and they kind of done different bits, and they were quite successful at it as well. Lewis Murray all up top for them. Big physical striker, says Barry Devaney. Okay. I'm not too fussed about big, strong fellas. Any nippy fellas? I know there's a Papa Gomez, and You know, he's been playing in Argentina and Russia, and Grizz was telling me he's better than Pele. But we'll have to wait and see. Owen Burke. Atalanta are a seriously aggressive team. Centre-backs pushing up the pitch, following their men at times. Very risky. It sounds to me like it plays into Liverpool's hands. And I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. Peter Jones. Let me see. Peter Jones is there. He says, "Evening, Gav. Gonna be a mad game. We're in a fight here, batting down the hatches." That to me tells me that Atlanta are gonna come and have a good go. So do Liverpool match fire with fire, play dumb a little bit, and hit them on the break? It sounds like it's going to be a really, really, really exciting game. I think open. Goals, I'd be very surprised if we come out with this with less than 2 or 3 goals anyway. Let me see. Kevin Sullivan says Gomez is 5'6", same height as Carl Torley. Very similar to Benega. Yeah, Ada Benega, yeah. Okay. Bit of a playmaker, so. But look, it's one of those where, again, I'll go back to it. We need to go about our business, be professional, concentrate, be on it for the night. Because I think, I always say it, and it's a simple thing to say. If Liverpool are on their game and they do things right, and the concentration's there and the application is there, not many teams are beating Liverpool. You can count them on half a hand, I'd say. You know, so let's see how we get on. TJ says hoping we can pick them off with their expansive play. Manda says our forwards need to up their ante. It'd be interesting to see. It's a different dynamic tonight. Jota, Mane, Salah. You know, Jota's come on as substitute a lot of times, and he's usually replacing. He's replaced Firmino, of course, at the weekend. But when he started games, it's been in League Cup games and stuff like that. So this one's probably the first one where he's, you know, I think Villa away he might have played with Firmino and Salah, I think, that day. But this one's a proper Champions League away game. What can they do? What can they? And if what you're saying to me on this chat is that this side are open, expansive, their centre backs like to follow up fellas into the ball and they're leaving space behind, I'd have to say it's absolutely open for Liverpool to have plenty of chances, as Kev O'Sullivan said earlier. Zapata is their main man, Gav. Fair enough, Zapata. T just says game management, and we've got this. I fully agree with you. Owen Burke says, have to admire the way they approach the game. Could easily play into our hands if we press and defend well. Yeah, it's one of those. Avo has 7-0 to the Redmen. Avo, come on. We don't mind silly predictions at times, but you're going beyond. Like, this is worse than Grizz just sticking to 2-2 every week. I'm only buzzing with Javo. I'll take 7-0 all day. Brian Bonney says he reckons 3-2 to Liverpool. Going to be very open end to end. Let me see. Dynamo Kev says Jota's finishing is ahead of the other 3 at the minute. He's put away a lot of the chances he's got, I'll be honest with you. But I'd like to see him in a game from the start. This game is perfect for me. And if he gets 3 chances, does he take 1? Does he take 2? Does he take them all? You know, listen, if a fella gets 3, 4, 5 chances and he takes 1 or 2 of them, fine. You know, how many of them are actually clear-cut chances? I think Salah's been very good this season, chances he's got and what he's converted. He's been unlucky with a few. One disallowed, I remember, was it Sheffield United? He was disallowed as a cracking goal, a couple off the post. So Salah's been on it. Mane's been a bit more on the fringes at times, but Mane can just explode at any time. He's so good. But I'm going to go, judging by what all you have said, I'm going to go for, and I was slagging Avo a minute ago, I'm going to go for 4-2 to Liverpool. It could be an absolute cracking game. Lance says Mane for the winning goal. Take that all day. I'll take any of them. I'll take any of them for the winning goal. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm not going to try to read out this name, but it starts with Rama Yi Bali. I'll go for it. Rama Yi Bali Lige Nenyi Kushi Zar Nenyi. I could be saying something very abusive there. I don't know. But he says Liverpool 3, Atalanta 0. First name has Jota for a hat-trick. I'll take that as well. I'll take all of this. Let me see. Mane has the best attributes to play down the middle, and that means Jota and Salah can play in their normal position, says Jarmar Roberts. I agree with you. That's where I go with. I go with Mane through the middle. I think He's decent in the air. He's strong. His force touch is excellent. He shields the ball brilliantly. He can turn one way or the other. And he has, for me, he probably sees passes better than Salah. That's just the way I see it. And usually when you're playing that position with Liverpool, that's what you need. I think he suits us absolutely best. And not only that, if he's central, he's better in the air than Firmino and Salah. So that's a decent attribute to have, I suppose, as well. Listen, we're going to leave it there. That's my 20 minutes or so up. 9 minutes or so to kick off. Enjoy it. Enjoy the game, as I always say. And look, we're going to be back at 10:15 tonight. Shawnee is manning the fort tonight. So join him at 10:15. Get all your reaction in. Hopefully it's a Liverpool win. And look, it's in our YouTube channel. Go in there, you'll see the link in the description, and you can jump on with us later and have a little chat. Nobody wanted to do it tonight. That's fine. It's close to kick-off. It's a little bit later than we usually do it. Absolutely fine. But come 10:15, get on with Shawnee. I'll be in the background looking after things as well, getting people on and off the show. So go and do that. Shawnee's going to be good crack at 10:15 for about 30 minutes or so, and everybody is more than welcome. Please like, and you are subscribed, and you know people and friends, family that you think they'd like this, go and get them subscribed. As I said before, when people subscribe, they don't usually unsubscribe. They like what we do. We're putting in as much effort as we possibly can. And as I said, another show tonight at 10:15. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for educating me a little bit on Atalanta and their players. I'm going to go and get myself ready for the match now. And of course, see you in a couple of hours. Over and out.